Hello, everyone. Good evening, and thank you, Women Technology, for giving me this opportunity today to come and talk to you. It would have been great if I had met you live, but nevertheless, this is better. Okay. The fundamental building block of the technology comes from the engineers who code. However, what we see here is, Maritza, can you go to the next slide, please?
Sure.
However, what we see is these conductors of the symphony, basically the guys who work with the zeros and ones. These are the guys where the representation of women is very less. We see it's less than 30%. So I would like to take a couple of minutes to the audience and ask them to type here in the chat box, what are the factors contributing for the skewed representation of women in technology? I'll leave it to the audience for a couple of minutes. Okay, looks like we have a very silent audience. Go to the next slide.
That's a good one. Seeing biological age competing with professional growth, lack of role models, exactly. Lack of technology experience, yeah.
Yes.
Stereotypes, that's a great one.
Yep.
Proper guidance.
Yep. And what else?
Misconceptions that science is not for women. I totally agree.
Another good one. Cool, we are having a very good audience today.
These are great. Yeah.
Yes. Women thinking computing is not for them. Women is made for service, finance, not seeing their value in tech. Lack of opportunity to return to work in IT roles when they've taken a break. They're not smart enough from childhood.
Exactly.
We used to teach our girls abuse psychology. Yes, various challenges. Difficult to take instructions from women. Bullying in workplace.
Bullying.
I am nodding my way through here.
Would you like me to hit the next slide?
Yes, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much out there. Okay, so we have categorized the 5 biggest challenges women see in coming into the technology roles are: number 1, work-life balance; 2, career development and progression; 3, confidence and visibility; unconscious bias; upskilling or keeping up with industry trends. This is basically encompasses whatever were spoken by many of you here at the event. So I take this opportunity to welcome Maritza, Gamboa, and my Shalini. And before we jump onto the session about what VMware is doing to bridge these gaps and how, if you are part of VMware, can help progress your career and also the community in general. Over to you, Maritza. Quick introduction about yourself.
Great. Hello, good morning, good afternoon. I'm Maritza Gamboa. I'm the Talent Acquisition, Diversity and Inclusion Program Manager at VMware. I've listed some of my responsibilities and experiences. I actually joined VMware from an acquisition, which was Carbon Black, which is now our security business unit. I live in Boston, Massachusetts, and I love baking and reading and playing with my dog, which I have a picture on the screen here.
Thank you, Maritza. Next slide, please. Okay, I'm Shalini Krishna. I am a part of the end user computing group at VMware. I've been here for nearly 3 years, and I lead a global and a diverse team of 30 engineers, and we're spread across 4 countries. And I also closely work with customers day to day and help them succeed in their digital transformation. And when I'm not working, I'm married and have two really active kids. And my interests range from art, music to history, historic fiction, and reading, traveling, and hiking. Unfortunately, traveling and hiking is only virtual these days. And I can speak, write, and read 5 languages and conversational in 2 languages.
That's amazing.
So, next slide, please. Women. Why is this narrative very important? For any organization to bring in change, it is only possible when you have organizational processes at the core rather than have it driven by individuals. So we at VMware do have a lot of these policies or processes that help women foster their careers. Next slide, please.
Great. So we wanted to take a minute to share with you about VM Inclusion. This is our diversity and inclusion initiative, which is business-led. Across the company, we have a really strong focus on accountability, and all leaders at the company are continuously working to improve women and underrepresented minority groups representation. And we want to drive a culture of inclusion where everyone can thrive. So on the screen, you'll see our 3 key areas, which are culture, representation, and thought leadership. And I'm gonna hand it back over, and we're actually gonna show you some real examples of this. Rather than words, we'll show you what we mean. Some great programs.
Thank you. Maritza, I might have to get off my video because the network is a bit choppy out here. I don't want to get disconnected. Sorry, folks. I'm back in once my slides are done for the Q&A sessions. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay. So as Maritza spoke, to create a substantial change, we need to shift the target of change from individual decision makers to organizational processes. VMware Inclusion is a business change driven by our business leaders across the entire org. So what we have done here is we have shifted the focus to accountability within all leaders in the company to continually improve women's underrepresentation in technology. Now, this is one program that is really close to my heart is Tara. We call it Tara, and the aim is to give an opportunity to 15,000 women in India who have taken a break in career return to work. This is the biggest return to work program in India. It aims at upskilling women with free training and certification. It is selfless, mind you. We are not training these women so that they work at VMware, but we are giving them wings to rejoin any organization in the industry. It empowers them to head start their second innings. So a lot of this resonates a lot, and I'm sure a lot with other women out there where I have seen that a lot of them had problems in work-life balance, and they've had issues with coming back into the career after some time, a break, or lack of skills, that is upskilling. All these areas are the ones where we've actually worked upon, and Tara is for women who would want to come back after a small break. And this is now restricted to India, but it would definitely be global once we start working on it. And this initiative started in the end of 2018, and by January 2020, we had around 4,500 participants here, and in which we had around 20 of them placed in VMware, and the rest have also had their wings and they've flown. So Tara, and incidentally in Indian language, Tara means a star. So each one
I love that.
Are stars of their own right.
Wow, that's great.
The next slide, please. Okay, so this is an initiative in VMware while you are working. So what is happening? What is women transforming technology? It is a consortium of companies and organizations in industry, academia, and non-profit sectors committed to building a community and tackling issues that are top of mind for women in technology. All these initiatives, all the biases that you spoke about, being not having equal opportunities, to imposter syndrome, all these things are dealt with here, where women at all levels and areas in technologies are encouraged to participate. The fifth WT2, as we call it, held virtually with a resounding success. This was on the 5th of May. And pat on our backs for all the women across globe who had participated in this virtually, despite the lockdown and the pandemic that is happening in the world. So that shows how resilient we are. Next slide, please. The last one is called VMware's Women Leadership Innovation Lab. The whole point of bringing this is that the representation of women in leadership roles, especially the B and C levels, is very less. The VMware's Leadership Innovation Labs aims to jumpstart the pace of change on gender equality so women across all backgrounds can advance in leadership roles. So these are one of the very few initiatives in VMware. Apart from this, we have Women Who Code, we have Nirvan. Nirvan is an initiative through which you could have mentors who would help you progress your career in every way. So these are just a few initiatives in VMware which are extremely women-centric, and just to give women a platform before they go ahead and start their journey. And while I would like to pause for a couple of seconds at the technology side. I would like to understand with the current audience, what are the technologies that they are currently working on? If you could take a couple of minutes and start typing it in the chat box, we would come to know what are all the technologies that you guys are working on currently or would like to work on. One is pursuing Django Python, data science and Salesforce, okay. C Sharp, React, Python, extended reality. Wow, SQL, Python, ML, Docker, HTML, CSS, Java, mobile
so exciting.
Machine learning, fintech, React, Django, data science. Awesome. Get it going, girls. C++, Python, data science. Okay, great. So what do we have here? To build a resilient digital business, you need to build a technology foundation that enables close collaboration between dev, ops, replace tickets with self-service processes, maximize return on investment on existing technologies, and let you take advantage of new technology with the people you have. A digital foundation built on VMware enables customers, existing teams to build, run, manage, connect, and protect their entire application portfolio on any cloud, any device. Next slide, please. Many businesses are running on legacy applications. They are built to be reliable, not change. We've seen that even here during the pandemic, where there was a great need for people who had COBOL experience. So that is where our businesses are, especially the enterprise businesses, where they have a lot of legacy applications and they are not built for any kind of change. Enterprises also have custom applications and integrations that take manual steps to change. This impacts the operating costs and puts the whole system under risk. With VMware Pivotal Labs, you can re-platform and modernize your applications and rewrite as microservices. Our Tanzu portfolio helps you standardize the way you build and run applications, making Kubernetes and related container technology easier to adopt and deploy. Next slide, please. And you run these businesses and applications of environment of your choice. That is both on-prem, where you could use VMware Cloud Foundation, or on the cloud, where you allow VMware to manage the cloud using VMware Cloud on AWS. And this is not restricted to AWS. You could also, this is also available on Azure, Google, IBM, and more. The same integrated stack can be run on edge deployments too. Next slide, please. Another major challenge in connecting and safeguarding all your applications and data. Organizations struggle with the fact that applications and data are no longer restricted to a single environment. Having 3 different networking models for WAN, cloud, and data centers no longer works. What's needed is a software-defined networking layer that provides consistent connectivity, policy management, and automation. It needs to work on bare metal in VMs, containers at WAN and edge locations, and also on public cloud environments. Apart from all these things, it must also be secure when employees access it remotely. So what we call is VMware Cloud Network, and it is built and powered by VMware's NSX family for all the needs that I've just suggested. Next slide. Now that we have an application that is hosted on web, and you have it securely running on, on a network from where you could access it anywhere remotely and securely, what is important is that the customer's employee, for him or her to be productive, they have the need of the hour is that they should be able to continuously access the applications securely from a wide range of devices. We are no more confined to offices or a workplace sitting there and working in our own workstations anymore. VMware's Workspace ONE enables highly productive remote working on the device of customers' choice. This has been a resounding success for us during the current COVID period, where we've had a lot of customers enjoy this technology and make use of this technology, and have had their businesses ramp up. Since I myself work with customers, I can tell you that in less than 30 days, we brought a lot of customers' deployment up so that their employees could work remotely and safely during this pandemic. Workspace ONE also unifies and automates the management plane for you, and also you could use it across any device, be it your mobile phone, laptops, PCs, VM. It's a single solution. Now, we've spoken about the devices being available everywhere and your network being really fast and secure. The last thing is the security. Next slide, please. Security has become one of the most biggest investments of our customers, yet it is too fragmented, with on an average a customer deploying 70 to 100 security products each, and its own management consoles, agents, etc. Most of these are focused on blocking threats at the perimeter without understanding the whole context, so which really puts the whole infrastructure at risk. Virtualization sits in the ideal place to have a deep visibility into applications, data, and endpoints, while hard to compromise from within the applications or operating system process. VMware leverages this to help implement zero trust security model across all environments and greatly reduce the attack surface. With real-time threat data from Carbon Black and security capability from NSX, you can you have a very new level of protection of the data center workloads, endpoints, and public cloud environments. Next. Okay. Till now, I spoke about all the strategic aspects of building the technology. What I'm going to do is, how do we go about building these technologies? Right now, we are extremely excited and focused on solving the next generation of technology challenges. With new technologies emerging like never before, the opportunity for our employees to learn, contribute meaningfully, and make an impact to the planet are limitless. Our 12 innovation focus areas, to name a few, are IoT, augmented reality, quantum computing, blockchain, etc. So I really hope that I see all of you there at VMware trying to benefit yourselves and also the company using any of these technologies. Next slide, please. Okay, I would like to have a small question to all of you all. What do you know about VMware? What is VMware for you? And let me break the ice. When somebody asked me the same question when I was interviewing, I said it's a virtualization platform. That's it. All I knew about VMware was that much. So go ahead, type in what all you feel about VMware. What do you know about VMware? Okay, we have a very quiet audience. Let me introduce VMware to you all. So, okay. Akriti says, providing cloud computing, connects us to our servers during lockdown, provide digital solution, containerization, cloud computing, security platform, server, amazing company. I worked with your, Michelle, thank you. I worked with your products. Thank you so much. It provides cloud services and virtualization, a solution to build clouds, virtualization. Aishwarya, I did the same. I said it is virtualization. It's one of the first commercial success companies to virtualize an x86 architecture. Yes, virtual machines, provide computing and virtualization software. Okay, cool. So we started in 1998, and as a little startup, along with a phenomenal lady called Diane Green and few others. What did they do? What they did was they envisioned and developed the hypervisor that is in ESXi, which reduced IT costs and helped run businesses more efficiently. As they went, and the next breakthrough came to us in terms of Vmotion. What is Vmotion? Vmotion allows applications on one server or storage array to migrate to another server or storage array without downtime. But this was a game changer of sorts. It put us from a compute virtualization company into a software-defined data center. And as we progressed, around 2012, 2014, we acquired a couple of products called Nisera and AirWatch, which further solidified our hold in the software-defined data center in terms of NSX and AirWatch. And Nisera is called NSX, and AirWatch we've retained as AirWatch, but it is now a part of the Workspace ONE. And there have been a lot of other significant milestones. Late 2016, we announced being part of Dell Technology Family Business. 2017, VMware Cloud Services started. And 2018, along with many other acquisitions, we also built a new integrated solution on AWS. And the innovation just keeps flowing. Next slide. I've just given a bird's eye view of few of our customers. I don't think a slide would make any justice to the number of customers. These are just few among the many, many, many customers that we have had. Next slide, please. Now, leadership code is the operating system that drives, enables, empowers our people to maximize their impact for their careers, teams and functions, as well as their collective impact on our company priorities and business objectives. Lastly, the conviction that our people are the biggest contributors to our company's success is our mantra. That's a little bit of irony, isn't it? We're working on virtualization and we say the people are our biggest contributors. So to conclude, to build an atmosphere of equality, okay, let me conclude it this way. As an atmosphere of equality permeates the work culture, women will feel confident because they know that their skills and performance determine their success. And we at VMware strive to get that. Thank you. And I am opening the forum for any questions that you have. STEM educator. Okay. Any questions?
A good question.
Wow. What skills would you like a grad student to have? The first and foremost, you are starting your career. You should, apart from knowing the technology that you work on, you should also have a positive attitude, confidence, and hard work. These are the only things that we look at VMware, apart from your technological skills. Your skills, if you're looking at basically, if you're asking me from the perspective of what are the skills that you're looking for, they're endless because it depends on the product that you would like to work on. Right, from Java to, as I told, right, we still work on the traditional technologies of C, C++, Java, JavaScript and all that for the front-end technologies to machine learning, AI, ML, and all of them. So I can't slot it into a single technology or a skill set that we're looking at. Completed PhD. Yeah.
We do hire contractors. We do sponsor visas. I don't know about expanding to Africa.
What skill set should we have to join VMware? I think I answered that already. What kind of research problems VMware works on in the area of augmented reality and edge? Okay, so edge, what are we doing? Augmented reality, sorry, it's something that I cannot talk here. It is it's still in works. But at edge, we are working on edge computing. We also work with few startups based on what kind of solutions they require. So the edge part of it is completely tailor-made. So also we use it for end user computing groups where we use edge to monitor the customers' systems and do predictive analysis. Interested in UX research, generally design, senior critical. Okay.
I like this question. What about remote work in this new climate? Great
okay.
question.
I am sure our CEO, Pat Gelsinger, has already gone live saying that more than 60% of the workforce would be working from home. And let me tell you, we've all been working from home for the last 3 months. I've had no difference in my work whatsoever.
We still have happy hours over Zoom.
Yes. Happy to connect. What is your hiring process for fresh data scientists? Would you start hiring in this year in UK? I would let, Maritza, let's take these questions and give it back to the talented recruitment team in those regions. Do you see any other change in pandemic brought besides remote working? From VMware perspective, as an employee, I don't see any other change that the pandemic has brought besides remote working. But having said that, we also understood that we could work remotely very efficiently, and also saw that there are a lot of companies, even the technology companies out there, who were not set up for remote working. That is one thing that I saw during the pandemic, where we had to, work literally overnight to get a lot of technology companies to enable their workforce working from home. But for VMware, as such, no difference. Most of our calls are occurring over video.
I feel like, yeah. I've noticed a lot of compassion. Like our leadership team actually gave the company today off. They also added some pandemic-related vacation days, but it's meant to just take the time. Yes. And that's been really eye-opening for me, just to see that even the CEO is a human, and we're all sort of struggling right now together.
True. Apart from full-time work, are you guys into training students and imparting knowledge through internship programs? Yes. We do have a college grads program where we love to bring in interns, and we teach them right from the word go.
How long is the average interview process for experienced developers? That's a good question. From my experience, it's typically you apply online, you might have a conversation with a recruiter, you'll complete a hacker rank, you'll have a hiring manager screen, and then a final round, which is typically 4 members of the team. All of it, of course, virtual. I don't know if your interview process was different.
Yeah, it also depends on the role that you're interviewing for. Typically, it is more or less what Maritza spoke about.
The internship applications are typically, I would say, late fall, early spring. For skills, it's actually very similar to what we mentioned for the full-time, that passion, excitement, grit, hard work. Show us your projects you're working on, whether for school or for fun.
Yes.
We have a security team. We do have a SOC team, yes.
Any AI/ML roles with VMware? Yes, we do have AI/ML roles with VMware. Do we sponsor visas? Visas, this is not something that I can take. It depends on the business and its needs. So can you provide the link for training and interns for students?
I can have that.
Sure. Was VMware sales? We do not use, we use Salesforce internally only for our ticket management, but we don't have any positions as such for Salesforce because we're just consumers of that particular software.
What kind of projects is VMware working on in regards to the 12 innovation areas you mentioned?
Yes. Okay, let me go back to the 12 innovation area slides.
Sure.
I might have to tell you based on my limited experience, but full set of details are there in vmware.com. Yes, Internet of Things, we are using it in Internet of Things and artificial intelligence. We are using in a product called End User Computing, and also in NSX, where we would like to have the adaptive analytics part. And machine learning, we have recently acquired a small company from where we are trying to do predictive analysis using ML. And that is where even adaptive security comes into place, where you using ML and IoT and the cloud. See, all these are interrelated, right? You need cloud, you need edge, and then you need to apply your ML on top of it. And then that is where comes the adaptive security aspect of it. And augmented reality is not something I can speak immediately. It is still in works. And hardware acceleration, yes, we have virtual GPUs and all that, and we're working on them and at a very ground level. So that is where we're working on hardware acceleration. I hope it answers your questions. If not, we could share that link to you.
Thank you very much, ladies. That was super cool. I really love that you interacted with the audience, made use of our chat, and kept it even more interactive. I saw at some moment people have been sharing so much about their skills and so many interesting questions. Thank you very much for this great discussion. Thanks, Shalini. Thanks, Maritza. And if anyone wants to talk and ask some more questions, you can go to Korea Expo and find their VMware booth and apply also at the Korea page. Ladies, feel free to share the link to the careers and how to get in touch with you, your emails, your LinkedIns in the chat, so our participants can get directly in touch with you.
Sure. Enjoy the conference, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
That was great. Thanks a lot for asking your questions in the chat.